Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today in this video, I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing two DogRook bark collars. They did send me these products to review, but any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in any of the products you see here, the links to them will be in my video description below. So please go ahead, check them out, and do your shopping from there. So we have a rechargeable version of the collar and a battery operated version of the collar. They both have the same features and fit the same size dogs. So they both feature two training modes, vibration and sound. These are Humane collars and they don't have any sort of shock settings and they don't require a remote control. So it's hands-free operation. In regards to fitting dogs, they fit dogs with a neck size between 9 and 22 inches, as well as dogs that weigh anywhere between 10 and 110 pounds. You can see the nice retail packaging right here for the battery operated collar. And now we can look at the packaging for the rechargeable collar right here. Now let's go ahead, let's open them up and look at the package contents. Here are all the package contents. First up, we have the contents for the battery powered collar. Then we have the contents for the rechargeable collar. Looking back on this side to see the contents for the battery powered collar, we have a lot of documentation. We have a warranty card. We have an important note right here showing you how to install the prongs with the mini spanner tool. We have a warn prompt right here letting us know that when you see the red LED light blinking slowly, doing a slow flash, it's time to replace the battery. Then we have our product manual right here complete with full instructions in color, double-sided, walking us through how to properly set everything up. Next, you can see we have an additional plastic cover in orange. We have our two batteries. So they're 4LR 446 volt alkaline batteries. We have our plastic prongs and tool right here. So again, with the plastic prongs, if you have a long-haired pet, you want to use the longer prongs. If you have a short-haired pet, you're going to want to use the shorter prongs. Then you can see the bark collar right here. We have our adjustment buttons right here for the sensitivity, minus and plus. You can see their logo and branding. We have the blue plastic clip-on right now. You can see it from the other side and from the back side. So we have our two prongs already installed. And we have our sensor right there for when our pet decides to bark. And we have this nice nylon collar with a buckle that we can easily snap in and out. Now we can look at the package contents for the rechargeable collar. We have the same note showing us how to use the mini spanner tool with the prongs that we can swap out. We have a nice warranty card and we have our user guide and manual right here, complete with the QR code that you can use to activate your warranty. They have helpful charts and diagrams walking you through all the key features. We have another removable collar right here in black this time if you want to swap the face plates. We have our USB charging cable right here. We have that mini spanner tool and additional prong, same thing. Shorter the prong for short-haired pets, longer prong for longer-haired pets. And then we have our nice collar right here as well. So you can see their logo and branding. We have adjustments at the top, plus and minus again. We have a nice nylon collar with the prongs already installed and our sensor right there. So you can see on this side too, we have the charging port and we have the nice red faceplate already installed. Now let's go ahead, let's set up the battery powered collar. So if you need to swap out the plastic prongs on the back, go ahead, use the included tool, twist it to the left, then you can use your finger to loosen up the rest of the way. It will reveal thread. And now you're ready to put the new prong back on. Just start it with your fingers first to be careful not to cross thread anything. Then you can take the tool and tighten it back down the rest of the way. Just twist it to the right until you feel resistance. Now you successfully installed the prongs. So let's flip it over to the other side to remove the blue faceplate so we can access the battery compartment. It's under the nylon collar. So there's the battery compartment. Now we can go ahead, we can remove it, and we can install our battery. So go ahead, you're going to push it in just like you see right here. Push it in. There we go. Now we're ready to reinstall the cover. And it just clips right back into place. And now we can put the blue faceplate back on. It just snaps into place as well, all four corners. So it just successfully snapped back in. Now we're ready to try the collar out and go over its settings. By default, this collar is set to the 4th level of sensitivity. It does feature 7 levels. It also features 7 levels of correction, delivering a different combination between sound and vibration. So with the first bark, your pet gets a 1.5 second beep. For the second bark, your pet gets a 2.5 second beep. For the third bark, your pet gets a 4-second beep and a 0.5 second vibration. For the fourth bark, your pet gets a 4-second beep and a vibration for 1 second. For the fifth bark, your pet gets a 4-second beep and a vibration for 1.5 seconds. For the sixth bark, your pet gets a 4-second beep and a vibration for 2 seconds. And for the seventh bark, your pet gets a 4-second beep and a 2.5 second vibration. If they bark an 8th time, it'll enter into sleep mode for safety reasons for 1 minute. Now let's go ahead, let's set up the rechargeable collar. So the rechargeable collar set up straight out of the box. There's no battery to install or anything like that. On the back side, you can see we do have prongs that we can adjust and swap out depending on the length we want and desire for our pet. Other than that, go ahead, plug it in, let it charge up. And once you have it charged up, you can go ahead, hold the power button down for maybe around 1 second or so until it powers on. You can see now we have a green light and it's powered on. We're ready to adjust the sensitivity levels. 7 is the most sensitive level, the easiest to trigger, and 1 is the least sensitive. So once you find the perfect setting for your pet, you're ready to start using it. Just like the battery-powered collar, it goes through the same cycle of progressions. In this case, let's go ahead, let's blow on the back sensor, and let's try them all out. And there we go. We just had the 8th bark and it went to its safety shutoff mode for a minute. In regards to battery life for both collars, it will vary greatly depending on the temperament and frequency of your dog barking. The rechargeable collar should last around 21 days, while the battery power collar should last anywhere between 10 and 40 days. Just remember when you're not using the collar and you take it off your pet to remove the battery to preserve battery life. And same thing for the rechargeable collar. When you're not using it, go ahead, power the collar back off to preserve battery life. Now let's go ahead, let's fit the collar on a dog. So to install the collar on your pet, go ahead, put it on them. You can see our dog's currently wearing the collar right now, and it's not going to move around or shift or anything else like that because we have it tight enough. How you can gauge the tightness is if you can still put one finger between the collar and your pet. That's how tight you're going to want it. You're not going to want it any tighter or any looser because you don't want your pet to be uncomfortable, and you don't want to accidentally choke your pet or something along those lines. And you also don't want it to be too loose where it's going to move around freely and potentially trigger false alarms when your pet's not even barking. As you can see though, it's really comfortable. He has no trouble at all wearing it. It's just like a regular collar, and he can lay around and do everything that he normally does. Now you're ready with the collar installed to start training your pet. So you can see we now have the rechargeable collar on, and it fits the exact same way. So just make sure you tighten it enough so that you can fit only one finger between the collar and your pet. You can see the nice indicator light that's still lit up green for us, letting us know that the collar's powered on and it's ready to start monitoring for our pet. And we have it nice and secure in place so it won't trigger any false alarms. Now we're ready to start training him. So I've reviewed a lot of pet training collars on my channel, and after setting both of these up, I gotta say they definitely work as advertised. I haven't seen a bark collar before that doesn't have the shock mode, and I kind of think it misses the point. I get that it's a lot more humane, But for my pet specifically, they understand what the vibrate and the beat mean because of shocks coming next. So when you take that threat away, the vibrate and the beat may not phase your dog. But that could just be from my experience with my pet. Yours could be a lot different, and I want to hear from you guys in the comment section below. But overall, the features are really nice, very easy to adjust the sensitivity, no problems at all. If I had to pick one of these, I would highly recommend getting the rechargeable version. You don't want to have replacement batteries. That's an additional expense that you'll incur every 10, 30, 40 days, depending on the use and frequency of this collar. So just keep that in mind. They're the same price when I recorded this video, so you might as well get the rechargeable version. I've used these in the past, and sometimes the batteries do last only days because you forget to turn it off or take the battery out or anything along those lines. So keep that in mind. Nothing wrong with it. It worked great, but I just got to say I wouldn't want the battery version for myself. Get the rechargeable. It's really nice that they have that option. Also want to point out, I think it's really interesting that they kept the prongs on the collar. I understand that they need those prongs so it keeps the sensor in place, but it just reminds me of a shock collar, and I think I'd rather have a version of this without the prongs if possible. I think that would be really cool. Since you can't shock your pet anyways with it, why give them that added discomfort? But again, my dog wears this just fine. He's got really thick fur and didn't have any issues. Let me know what you think about these training collars in the comment section below. What collar do you use? Which one do you like? Give me your feedback below, and I can't wait to chat with you guys there. Well, that concludes our video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget the product link will be in our video description below. Please go ahead, check it out, and do your shopping from there. Any purchase made through that link helps support our channel at no additional cost to you. So we're really grateful and thankful for all of your support. While you're at it, can you go ahead and hit that like button for us? And subscribe to our channel. We have new content coming out daily, and we don't want you to miss anything. Please go ahead and give us a follow online and make it a clean sweep. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, Discord. You can message us on WeChat, check out our website, and join our free newsletter. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget, new content daily, and we can't wait to see you in our next video.